Hey guys, welcome back! Today we're going to be going through part 2 of our Christmas Village mini-series with some awesome DIY tutorials. So if you really want to elevate your Christmas village this year by creating some detailed scenes which you created yourself, then this is a video for you. I really hope to inspire you to create after this video, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get started. Today in this video, I'm going to be taking you through 3 different scenes. The first scene will be a German brewery with this beautiful outdoor patio and beer garden that we create. The second one will be this carnival stand, and I call it the snowball fight. And so instead of knocking down the pins with balls, we're knocking them down with snowballs. And the last one is a nice train station area where you can set up some of your leftover trains. And so I think that all 3 of these really add that level of detail to your Christmas village that make it really interesting to look at. And I'm really looking forward to going through each one to show you how I created these looks. And what I think that you're going to find very surprising is that for most of these projects, I actually used things that I had in my craft supplies and very affordable items such as things from the Dollar Tree. So this is really going to be economical as well. It's a great way to amplify the villages you already have. Starting with the beer garden, I wanted to create this outdoor patio area, especially because I have this nice brewery. It's a really cute German building here, but when I have it up on the elevation, it kind of just drops off and it just kind of looks like a building on a platform. And so I wanted it to look as if it was part of a scene, and so I'm going to go ahead and create a kind of patio area. And I start this by adding an elevation with some popsicle sticks on top, just you know, from any craft store. I got mine from the Dollar Tree. This was easy to do. I just laid down 2 popsicle sticks and then took hot glue, and after laying a stripe of the glue down, just one at a time, put the popsicle sticks across there till I had a nice little patio area. The other thing that I did was take this scrap piece of wood. It was actually like a cork piece, and this is actually from my local hardware store. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can go there to get free samples for flooring and things like that, and I just didn't throw mine away because I thought they would be good for projects. So this is going to be our back wall in this little scene. And then I'm going to create some steps, and how I did this was just cutting some pieces of foam into small rectangles, and I'm going to use wood veneer to cover those foam pieces. And so this thin wood is really great for crafting. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about putting this on stock in your craft supplies, but you can use this for a bazillion projects, and especially if you have a Cricut, you can just go wild with this stuff. And you can buy it by the box off of Amazon. I can link in the description below the one that I use, and it came in a box with just beautiful rainbow colors of wood. It's really nice. So that you can consider to pick up if you would like for your crafting projects. And you just go ahead and cut that with your scissors and place that over top of the steps, and now it looks like a nice wooden structure. I add the 2 steps to my beer garden area, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some cute little details. I have this nice little wooden fence, as well as a couple of round topiaries that are flocked and represent that they've been snowed on, so they have this really cute appearance. I'm going to add those as well. And I now want to think about adding some tables, and I just take some of these little wooden blocks that I got from the Dollar Tree. This is actually a Dollar Tree Jenga game. And I just hot glue those together into some nice little standing tables for my beer garden. But you know, I still think that it's lacking a little bit of detail, and so I wanted to go a little bit higher even on that detail level, and I wanted to get some beer steins for on my table. And I thought a really good way to make some beer steins, I got these little wooden beads, just a little bit bigger than a pony bead, and I got permanent markers, and I just made little designs on these beer steins. It's classically they have lions and things like that on them, and so since it's so small scale, it's quite difficult to draw something that detailed in that scale. But really, guys, if you just kind of make shapes that are very similar to that, when you're further away, you cannot tell the difference, that it's not something intricate, and so you can really make some pretty little cups. And then I actually made handles for these cups just using hot glue. I just used a silver glitter hot glue that a glue stick that I got from the Dollar Tree, and then I just created these little handles on a piece of glass. Glass is a good way to get your hot glue to cool down, and then you can just pop those off once it's dry. And then I just took the edges of the handles, heated them up a little bit on my glue gun, and then just stuck them right to the cup. So that was a fun little trick. And then for some of the cups, I put a little bit of that silver hot glue on top to kind of create the lid to this stein. And then on some of the other ones, I actually took a gold glitter glue stick and filled it on the inside of that bead to kind of have the appearance of a beer of some sort in that beer stein. So it is a nice little detail there that gives that a lot of character, and certainly I think goes with the Bier Garten appearance. And then I went ahead and added a couple of German flags, and then I went ahead and made up my little Bier Garten sign with a couple of common German beverages that you could have at a beer garden. And so I thought that that was a really nice touch. For this outside lighting, I just took these little mini dowel rods and took a little bead of glue across the top, so that way when I hang my patio lighting on top, they have a little bit of a ledge to hang on to and they don't just slide down. And to kind of finish all that off, I of course have my patio lights and put in a couple of people who are enjoying themselves at this little beer garden scene, and you have definitely a cute little setup that certainly does not look like the original building on a platform appearance. I just love how this turned out. You guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments below. The second building that I wanted to go into, I actually made this completely from a piece of foam, and so I had this piece of foam covering the entryway to this platform where I had all of my plugs for all these pieces that I have on this elevation kind of entering into. I had that covered up by this little domed shape, and I thought this looks like it could be some sort of display. And since it was in the area of my snowflake festival, I decided to make somewhat of a carnival game. And what I did is I went online and created some images of these beautiful like hanging animals and things like that look kind of vintage and just a really cool backdrop. And I printed those off and I used Mod Podge to apply those to that dome shape in the back just to give it some depth. Now I did try to recreate some of the curved piece of foam so that way it looked as if it had some depth and it wasn't just a flat kind of picture on a piece of foam. So if you do not have a similar shape of foam, what I would recommend is actually carving out some of it so that you can create a little bit of that curvature, which is going to help kind of give it a little bit more of a 3D effect to what you're creating. Now I'm going to go in with popsicle sticks again, and I'm going to create a little bit of a platform for my blocks to sit on, as well as a countertop with some bar stools that you can sit on to knock over your blocks to win a prize. And so I went ahead and laid them out, as you can see, and I just glued them with hot glue, and then I took some fun little snowballs here and stacked those up just to kind of go with the theme of snowball fight game. And the fun thing is I've actually found lots of figurines in my collection of people throwing snowballs, and so I just went ahead and set them up in this scenery to kind of go with the storytelling of what we were creating here. I then want to put a canopy on this. I actually take this piece of felt, which is just some leftover fabric that I had from a Dollar Tree tree skirt, and I just cut it here to represent an awning, and I hot glued that with some skewers, and the first skewer I put near the end of the awning that we created, and then I just hot glued it across the top. And then I took 2 more skewers and put them in each side of the foam and just used them to pull out the awning and to create that kind of stable storefront appearance to this, and it really turned out sweet. The last thing, I thought, I really need my own bear to hang up here. I need one of those giant teddy bears that kind of give that fun, walk up and win a prize look. And so I just used a couple of pom-poms to create a teddy bear. And these are the ones that I had on hand. I thought it was cute, the dual tone, and then just added some little brads for some eyeballs and a nose, just to give it a little bit more detail. But I was really pleased with the way this turned out. I wanted to mention also that the little stools that I have placed here to sit on are actually little mushrooms from the fall collection at the Dollar Tree. So they're just little wooden mushrooms, and so I thought that they also looked like little bar stool benches. I then took a chalk sign and I wrote "Snowball Fight" on them and "Knock them down and win a prize," just to kind of add to the festivity of this. And I think that it really turned out sweet, and it adds to my little snowflake carnival motif scene. For the last scene, I wanted to create a little train station area right off of where I have my train station set up. And I thought that this would be nice because I saw these arches in this piece of foam that I laid down there, and I thought, man, that really looks like tunnels. And so I thought I could kind of make this a dual function here. So not only is it storage, but also I can just carve that out a little bit more on the side and use it as a scenery piece as well. And so to do this, I took a foam cutting tool and just wanted to create a little bit of texture around the opening, so that when I painted it, I could look a little bit more like stones. And so I did that for each one of these arches, as well as some of the arches I had to increase the size a little bit so that my trains would fit inside. And so I did also expand the openings a little bit. I go ahead and take this piece of scrapbook paper that looks like stone and just push this underneath of the train station, just to get a little bit of a base to this, so that it doesn't necessarily look like it's sitting on the white tablecloth. I wanted to give it a little bit more character. I then just took some paint and just the varieties of grays and whites, a little bit of brown and black, and just kind of mix those in, and to get a little bit of a frame there on those arches so that I can try to make those look like stone. I took some paint and then just created a little bit of train tracks coming off of the trains that were in the tunnels there. So I thought that was a nice touch, just to give it a little bit of extra detail. To try to blend in the edges of that paper, I just put a little bit of snow around and some stones at the bottoms of the arches, just to kind of give a little bit more character there. And then to top it off and to finish out the look, I took this little wooden clock that I got from the Dollar Tree. I painted it gold and just put it over that center arch just to give a little bit more detail. And with any of these scenes, what I find is the more detail that you add, you can keep going and going on these to your heart's desire, but the more detail you add, the better they look. And so I think that certainly, you know, as many ideas as you can come up with are really going to add a lot of value to any scene that you're creating. So that is my best tip for you, just to keep going, just keep adding as much detail as your heart desires, and to create as much as you want. And it's, you know, it's about the process, and when you create something, it's so much more meaningful. So it really adds a lot of special impact to the village. It's very satisfying, and when you create things, it's just good for the soul. It's just really something that kind of lights you up. And so I hope that I inspired you today to create something also for your Christmas village, just to give it that little extra special touch that's unique to you. And if you do, please share a picture with me over on my Instagram. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see what you're creating, and I'll make sure we share it so that other people can see it as well. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you're having fun with this series. The next one that we are going to be doing is going to be the final reveal. So I'm going to show you my whole village and just give you some nice, relaxing Christmas music to listen to, just to get a nice ambiance and take a look at what I created. And I hope that you enjoy it. I'm excited to share it with you. So I will see you next time for that big reveal. And if you guys liked my video today, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.